Look at that. Would you just look at it?
Would you just look at that? I broke out the Bill Russell jersey for tonight. It's the game one of the NBA
He's
Finals.
playing?
Oh, shit, my bad. We're talking about fighting tonight. It's 9 p.m. Thursday in the Mike and Mish show. We're here. We got 4 more fighters for you, and we're excited to talk. What's going on, Mike?
What's up? Are you excited about Boston? What do you think? What do you think's going to happen today?
My cousin from Boston. Yeah, I'm fucking excited, dude. It's the greatest franchise in the history of the NBA, and they're back in the finals. It starts tonight, and they're fighting they're fighting the Golden State Warriors.
Yeah, they're fighting.
And it starts at 9. It starts very soon. But before I get into that game, we got 4 fighters on the docket for you guys tonight. We're going to bring one in right away. We got ODB, Bobby Taylor coming up. We got Tyler Sammis coming up. We got Brett Williams, the Widowmaker, after him. And then we got UFC veteran turned Triad Combat fighter Andre Ewell at the end of this night. What do you say we go ahead and bring in our first guest of the night, Mike?
Let's bring him in, huh? Why don't we do that?
Hey, what's going on, Mr. Bobby Taylor?
Not much, guys. Y'all doing all right?
We are doing all right. Welcome back to the show. Everybody knows this is the ODB. This is Bobby Taylor. He is a veteran in the BKFC lightweight division. He is making his return to the squared circle June 11th against Arthur Walcott-Cessay. How you been, man? We haven't seen you in the squared circle since December when you fought in the title eliminator against Trey Brown. It didn't go your way. You've had 6 months off. How you been?
I've been doing good. Like I said, I took a little time off. I had an eye injury in the last fight, but got that all healed up and been back at the grind, man, getting ready for the 11th.
That answers one of my questions. I wanted to talk a little bit about that title eliminator with Trey Brown. You got a few cuts here and there. Were there any serious injuries that came out? You just mentioned an eye injury. Was it anything serious, or was it just, stitches and cuts that needed to heal?
No, I actually I had a orbital fracture and torn and detached retina that I suffered in the first round.
First round. That check right hand at the end of the first round?
Yeah.
That fucking thing looked very hard. That thing sounded hard, looked hard. When we watched it, I can't even imagine being on the receiving end of it.
Hey, it was hard. Like I said, I got a little greedy when I heard the 10-second click or whatever, and kind of overextended trying to land a big punch. And I don't know, I think my toe caught or something. I lost my balance, and I dropped my hands to catch my balance, and he just landed a good shot, went right in my eyeball.
Oddly enough, he got injured in his fight too, like in the first round. And when he fought Palomino and got like an eye injury and had trouble seeing after that. Yeah.
Yeah. I was completely out of my game after that. Like I said, I was kind of seeing doubles, and one of the doubles was completely blurred. Like I said, I lost my depth perception and couldn't see much coming from my left-hand side.
That is wild. Like Mike just said, when he fought Palomino, he got hit with a shot in the first round on the left side of his head, but it rattled his right eye. And Trey said that he was dealing with depth perception issues and blurriness the rest of the fight. It's fucking weird. That happened to me.
That's why during the fight, you see how he kind of fell? He had fallen during the fight trying to like step into a shot. I think was he stepping into a shot and he kind of like fell, and there was another time he stumbled backwards. He was having trouble. It's kind of wild, those eye injuries. They're really I expected the blurriness from the side, but the depth perception I really wasn't ready for after that. Like I said, I couldn't judge my distance very well. I know I looked wild after.
You still put up a good fight afterward. I'm sorry.
I thought I hung in there. I think I even won one round because I know it was 49 to whatever. I don't remember.
I think 49, 46. Was it the second round? I think you came back and may have won the second round, and then in the third round, I think he knocked you down twice. But one of those knockdowns was a very smart move by you. You could tell that you were still dealing with some things at that point, and he hit you. It looked like it rattled your cage a little bit, and instead of fucking trying to fight through it, you stepped back and took a knee. And that was a very smart move by you there. Showed some fight IQ for sure.
Yeah, like I said, he hit me with a pretty good shot and rattled it. Like I said, I could still stay on my feet, but I seen he was moving in, and I thought, I'd rather take the knee and instead of just taking more damage and getting knocked down bad for real. So, yeah, like I said, I hate to take a knee. It hurt my pride a little bit. I knew it was a smart thing to do.
Yeah, well, sometimes you got to let your brains take over your pride a little bit.
Right. The
but
best
now,
decision isn't always the easy decision.
That's right. So you've had 6 months to recover while you were letting the orbital heal and the detached. Did the detached retina like require a surgery or anything, or is that just something that heals on its own?
Yeah, no, I had to have surgery.
Oh no! Oh no!
Oh no! You froze.
We got a detached video going right now.
Yeah, but he had to have surgery. We did hear that part. Nah, man. Bobby, you are one of the smartest in the game, Big Ben says. Big Ben, I would say that's a smart thing for you to say about a smart man. But earlier in this night, you said something about Golden State 4-1 against the Celtics. So you're officially on timeout, my friend.
Ouch. Hey, he's back.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you are.
You were froze up for a minute there. Where we lost you was you did require surgery on the detached retina.
Yeah, I had that surgery on it. Like I said, I went for my checkup like it's been a couple months back now. But, yeah, they said it healed up as well as could be expected. And like I said, it was after they did the laser on itself, they said it was in better shape than it was. So,
nice.
Like I said, it was a drawn-out process. Like I said, I had to be face down for 2 weeks after the surgery. Now, that was pretty hard on me.
But, face down? Wait, you had to be just like literally laying on your stomach face down for 2 weeks?
Yeah, for 2 weeks. I could like raise my head up for like 15 minutes a day or something like that. But it was rough.
Wow, but, dude, that is rough. That's kind of like
I had to do that to keep from the scar tissue from accumulating in my eye. It was settling the bottom. I had to lay face down so it would like seep out the weep holes, if you want to say.
That's crazy. I've never actually talked to anybody that had. I mean, I'm pretty sure we talked to Brad Kelly last night, who probably had that same surgery, but we didn't even ask him about the surgery or the recovery because we're Stunods. But it's good to hear that you're back. You got good vision and you're in great shape. Always, every time you step into the ring, you're in great shape. So, have you been Did you go back and watch that fight and see anything that you you needed to work on and sharpen the tools in your toolbox heading into this one against Arthur Walcott-Cessay?
Yeah, I went back and watched that fight, but like I said, I was so out of my game with my, like I said, the depth perception and stuff. Like I said, it wasn't real good and wouldn't to look at and see what I needed to work on because I was completely out of my element.
Okay, so let me ask you about the hyphenate that you're fighting. What do you think of this guy? He fought Fames. So you don't have a whole lot to work off of there, but he did have a boxing career before that. So what are your thoughts on Walcott-Cessay?
I mean, he looks like he'd be a good opponent. Like I said, he got a real quick, snappy jab, throw some good straight punches. Like I said, he did good in the clinch, but Fames didn't give him a whole lot to fight against. He kind of covered up and just took all the shots. Like I said, he didn't really try to clinch back or throw anything out of it. But
yeah, and you got your division's building up. You got these ranks. You're still in the top 5. You dropped down to 4, but what are you thinking about the development and the growth of the company as a whole and the competition as it grows in your weight class in particular?
Yeah, like I said, it's definitely growing. There's a lot more guys in there, and I'm seeing a lot more higher level competition than what it was, when I first started. There's a lot more guys that are going to be in the mix. But and like I said, I'm ready for any of them.
Dude, you've had some good fights in between. You know what I mean? You had James Lilly. James Lilly's very impressive. He knocked out Adam Pellerano. You got freaking Matt Phillips in there now. He's in the top 5. So it's very exciting time for you. Do you know that this is the 4-year anniversary of the company? 4 years ago.
Yeah, I actually saw that on Facebook today. I didn't realize that, but yeah, I saw it this morning when I got on there.
It's pretty incredible, man. The company that you fight for in 4 years has grown humongously, and now they're about to go to fucking London and Mexico, and who knows, maybe they'll be in Peru next year. So maybe you got to hop on one of these international cards there, Bob.
Yeah. What's going on? Why don't you go to London? I think you need to strike a new contract. You got to hold out.
Bobby Taylor, James Lilly, let's go.
Yeah, like I said, it's definitely growing. They're getting worldwide for sure. It's a fast-growing company.
Yeah. And in between your fights, you've had 6 months off. We've talked about you training. You talk about looking at your old fights and getting ready for Cessay. Are you working still? I know you were working, man. Last time we talked to you, you're working all day, training at night. Are you still doing the same?
Yeah, still putting in 8 and then trying to go in and put in a couple more at night. But yeah, still working full time.
Goddamn fucking.
How the hell do you do it?
It's tough some days, but I make myself. Like I said, I wish I could afford to train full time. That would be nice, but just hadn't got there.
Yeah, a couple more knockouts, maybe you'll get that luxury. Me and Mike, we go to work. We put on the uniform every day. We go deal with the fucking grown Stunods of America, the fighting soldiers of America. We deal with their shit all day long. And then I feel tired after putting one of these shows on. So I can't even imagine putting 3 hours in the gym after a full day.
No way. I don't want to go to no gym.
Yeah. So what the heck? Mike, what are you doing over there?
What do you mean?
I don't know. You were fiddling around. So your fight's coming up June 11th. It's kind of in your home state, correct? Are you from Mississippi?
Well, I'm actually from Tennessee, but I live right on the line. Like I said, I do my training and everything in North Mississippi.
Okay. How far is that from where you train in Jackson?
About 2.5 hours, 3 hours.
Are you bringing a crew? You're gonna have a lot of friends and family there?
Yeah, I'm going to have a pretty decent crowd there. The only bad thing is this happened to my gym. Has got its own boxing promotion, and they actually have a show the same night. So, like
really?
I said, my actual coach and gym owner or whatever, they have to be in Oxford. They're not even going to get to make the trip. But, it just happened to fall. They have a boxing show on the exact same night. So, a lot of the crowd will, be at it.
Dang. And also on the same night as your event, Triller, which is a part owner of the BKFC now, they got the Triller fucking Triad Combat event going the same night. So I don't know why they booked it that night, but they're kind of battling against themselves, having
that don't make much sense. Yeah, putting 2 shows on the same night, especially if you're part of both.
Right.
So. We were talking about that yesterday, and I don't know what the decision. I don't know if that schedule was made before they bought half of BKFC, because it doesn't make sense. Like, you would think they would offset it, so maybe it would be like earlier in the evening and then later in the evenings like BKFC. But now you're splitting the shows. It doesn't make any sense. You want all the fans to go one or the other. You want to split them down the middle. I mean, I can't imagine that's a good idea.
Yeah, you seem like you'd want to do it different times. That way you'd have all the fans watching both shows rather than splitting it up. You're kind of fighting yourself.
Right. It could also be like the venue. I mean, it's in the Triad Combat takes place in like Costa Mesa, California. So it could just be like they got a West Coast show and an East Coast show, and they hope that they both do just as well as each other or something. You know what I mean? It could be something like that. Yeah. Who fucking knows? We're excited to see you get back in there. We are not going to make it to this event, unfortunately. We love going to the events and covering them live, but Mike and I got some training coming up. But we will be watching. Sad. We will be covering it on this show, of course. And we wish you the best of luck. Mike and I got a few questions for you that are not fight related, if you don't mind answering them.
No, go ahead.
All right. In the meantime, everybody get on Instagram, follow the ODB on his Instagram and Facebook. It's down at the bottom there. We got some questions for the guy. Here we go. What is a product that you cannot live without?
A product I cannot live without? I don't know. Pre-workout. After working all day, I've got to have something to get in the gym.
Hell yeah, there you go. And you can't be doing that cocaine. You know what I'm saying? You gotta do that pre-work.
Yeah,
nah. All right, number 2.
What was your favorite band in high school?
Favorite band in high school would probably be Guns N' Roses.
Guns N' Roses.
That's a good choice.
We were talking about best frontmen of all time. And, you know, people are like, you know, Ozzy Osbourne, Steven Tyler, fucking whoever.
Already fell.
And I'm like, how do you guys keep forgetting Axl Rose? Axl Rose might have been the greatest fucking frontman in the history of rock. He was just a fucking psychopath and kind of fell off the fucking radar for a long time. But Axl's the shit, man. And best whistler of all time.
Oh, yeah, that's right. Patience.
Number 3, would you rather travel to the deep space or deep waters?
Deep waters.
Because aliens are not to be fucked with, or what?
Do what?
You said because aliens are not to be fucked with?
Yeah, I don't know a whole lot of what's out there in deep space, so I'm gonna leave that alone. I don't know a whole lot what's in deep water either, but it sounds a little safer.
Isn't that wild that, you know, we've been on this earth for so long and there's still there's so much underneath the water. We have no idea what's down there. It's fucking crazy.
I'm convinced there's still dinosaurs in the ocean, dude.
Hey, I don't doubt
it. They live 1.5 miles down. It's too scary. And you? Oh, go ahead, Mike.
Would you rather always have bad gas or a dry mouth forever?
Bad gas.
I think
I can put that off on somebody else if they're around. The dry mouth I'll just be stuck with.
I think I already have bad gas, you know.
So. Just keep blaming it on the guy next to you.
With all that pre-workout and those protein shakes, I mean, you're not gonna be able to get away from it. So,
let me tell you something about that. You know what's funny? You say this, and I'm going to tell you something about Mike. When we deployed in 2012, Mike was about 135 pounds, 140 pounds. 25? You were 125 pounds, you fucking tiny little person.
Yeah.
He put on like 50 fucking pounds of size, like muscle, working out his ass off. Dude, protein, like crazy mass builder. I was talking to someone the other day. I think it might have been Jerry Tan. Someone was telling me that was the stinkiest motherfucker they ever met in their entire life on that deployment. They're like, oh, he was always drinking the fucking protein shakes and shitting his ass off. We'd ride in the van and the fucking van would stink.
I ate a lot of eggs too. Lots of eggs, lots of protein, lots of chicken. That's all I did. I was working out like 6 times a week almost, you know. It's all there was to do. So I was like, well, I'll just keep going to the gym. Why not? And there's free food all the time.
You can't beat free food.
No. Guess what happened when I came back though? Lost all my muscle, lost maybe some of the weight, but I went from 125 to 176.
That was the final weight.
That was the final weight. Yeah.
Yeah. So if you ever want to just get real big, real quick, Bobby, what you do is you join the military and you deploy to the Middle East, because when you're not working and doing your job, there is nothing else to do other than work out, eat, and sleep.
And look at sand.
Yes. My first deployment, I went out there at 160 pounds. I came back 198 pounds. Like big. Right. Yeah. Fucking wild, right? So thank you, Uncle Sam. At least you gave us some size. With that said, man,
I'm too short to put on any more size.
No, you're built like a fucking tank at 155 pounds, man. You're the perfect size for those guys. It's a fucking dangerous division. You are actually sharing this card with your last opponent as well. Martin will be on that card too. Martin Brown is who the heck's he fighting? He's fighting Robbie Peralta on that card too. Yeah. Great card. You got Alan Belcher and Frank Tate, Robbie Peralta and Smash. You got Quentin Henry and Sawyer DP, yourself and Walcott-Cessay. You got Jeremiah Riggs on there, Brad Kelly on there. Fucking unbelievable card. If you're not tuned into this card on June 11th, you're wrong. Tune in. Watch Bobby get a win under his belt and get back in the winning column and climb back up those rankings to get himself another title shot at some point. With that said, we're going to give you a minute to shout some people out and say some things, and then you can get out of here, man.
Yeah, I just want to give a shout out to the gym, UFM and Tupelo, Goat Combat Agency, my sponsors, Inside Out Construction, Unity Health and Wellness, Barger Construction, Vaughn Oil, Crossroads Internet, and Beach Dirty Apparel.
Can't live without them sponsors, brother.
I'm forgetting somebody, but
that's all right.
You got to get one of those little papers and like hang it up behind your screen.
Well, I just came from the gym and I said I rushed in. I logged on just in time to get here. I was planning on doing that, but I was running behind. I barely made it back in time.
We absolutely
when they told
appreciate
me what time
it,
the interview was, they said 9. But I didn't realize it was 9 Eastern, which makes it 8 here. So I threw my schedule off a little, so I rushed home.
Well, we didn't mean to pull you from your training session, Bobby. I'm sorry. You can punch
like I said, I found out a little earlier and I left early, but I was still rushing to get back. But it's no big deal.
Nah, man. Well, we appreciate
you guys having me on.
Yeah, we appreciate your time. We're glad you came on, and we can't wait to see you back in there on June 11th. You have yourself a great night, bud.
All right, brother. Y'all too. I appreciate it.
Take it easy.
Take it easy.
Thank you.
All right, another Goat Combat killer right there. I like that guy a lot, man. He's he's a straight shooter. He's old school, tough as fucking nails.
Chill. Just very chill.
Yo, and if you guys don't remember that fight with him and Trey Brown, Martin Smash Brown, Martin hit him with the fucking hardest goddamn check right hook at the end of that first round. You saw it, but you fucking heard that shit. You heard it on the TV, and if you were there live, it probably sounded like a friggin' wooden baseball bat hitting him. And he just confirmed it. That punch broke his orbital and detached his retina, and that guy continued fighting the next 4 rounds. That dude's a fucking beast.
Right. That's like an opportunity to get the out of there. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I can't see. I can't see. My eye hurts. I'm done now. Okay. I've lived. I've fought, and now I will leave in one piece. I don't need to bust my other eye open. But nah, forget it. He's like, you know what? Give me a few more shots to that same eye during this fucking fight.
That's unbelievable.
It's so crazy. That's like one thing that, fighting and it's crazy. People go in there. I can't believe they do it, and it takes a lot of stamina and a lot of practice, and just going to the gym and learning. Practice. And then, but here's the thing. You're getting fucking punched in the face really hard repeatedly while you're doing it. So,
and you're punching people back with your bare hands.
It's just crazy because, like, if you're doing something just around the house, like, here's the thing. I was at work yesterday and I went to sit in my chair, and we have like metal, like toolboxes, drawers, you know what I mean? Like Snap-on. And I hit the dead center of my kneecap on the corner when I went to go sit down. Boom. And it wasn't like I was running and then kneed it as hard as I could. I mean, I was sitting down and my knee like bumped I was like friggin' Peter Griffin. And I was doing that. Rogers came by and he's like, what's going on, man? I was like, I banged my kneecap on the corner of the toolbox. And he was like, oh my God, I've done that before. It hurts so much. And then he was like, I know how you feel. And I was just sitting there going, oh, my knee. Imagine if that happened in a fight, I'd be dead. Someone just beat the fuck out of me after I was sitting on the ground crying about my knee.
Hey, dude, that's fucking hilarious. And I think it's hilarious because we talk to people that get punched in the face with bare hands for a living, and you're fucking. I
banged my knee, and it took me out in the fucking office for about 15 minutes. I couldn't walk.
Mike took a knee from a toolbox. That's what Joe said.
I couldn't even work on the computer. Never mind fucking punch someone in the face.
Yeah. It's amazing. These guys are fucking physically, mentally, they're fucking extremely tough people. Let's use in the chat real quick before we move on here. Big Ben, as always, Susan Walker, Joe Ivy, what's going on? DJ Tony in the house. We got Bobby Riz in the house, Michael Quigg in the house. What's going on, everybody? Hey, how about we give away a Killfoot t-shirt right now? There was some news about some fights. There were some new fights added to the June 24th card. Okay.
Yes.
All right. So I don't know. I'm assuming it's going to be the co-main event. I could be completely wrong. But the co-main event is Britton Beltran versus Beck Rollins. We talked about how there could be some news today released yesterday on the show. I'm going to give away a t-shirt to the first person that tells me what event they fought their first fight at.
Ooh.
Quick.
Ooh.
Get in the comments. Beck Rollins versus Britton Hart won. When was it? When was it? Just give me the event. Give me the event. First person to drop it in the comments, I will mail you a fucking Killfoot clothing mission accomplished t-shirt. Best fucking t-shirt in the game. BKFC 3 is wrong, Mr. Quigg.
Oh.
Brad Martin Williams, you just won yourself. There it is. BKFC 2 main event. Beck Rollins versus Britton Hart. Look at that card, everybody. Arnold Adams versus Joey Beltran 1 was on that card. Chris Lytle was on that card. Tony Lopez was on that card. Tom Schoaf. Are you fucking kidding me? Kendall Grove, Sam Shoemaker, Marcel Stamps. Christine Faria way down there in the goddamn prelims over there fighting someone I can't remember. Shit, that was a fucking hell of a card. That was 24 events, 24 numbered events ago. Unbelievable. And they're going to step back in there and they're going to settle their fucking differences in a rematch that everybody wants to see. That's fucking awesome. Welcome back, Beck Rollins, and then welcome back Britton Hart, coming back from her recent defeat against the champ. So in a very close fight against the champ. So unbelievable. Brad Martin Williams, you are the man. I know you have one of the other color shirts, so now you're going to get one of the dark color shirts. So got a good wardrobe going over there, brother. Scott Farley, if you're watching, get your boy Tyler and get him on the horn. And in the meantime, while we're waiting for our next guest, why don't we do a little Stunod of the week? Hey, Mikey, I got four real fucking Stunods here that we can talk about. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Let's
start off with 2 of them.
Let's start with the first 2 on the left there. Throw them bows. Mr. Paulo Costa went into a clinic in Brazil, tried to get himself a fucking COVID vaccine card without actually getting the COVID vaccine shot. When the nurse tried to grab the fucking card from him, he tried to grab the card and walk out that place like, fuck you motherfuckers, I don't need this goddamn vaccine, I just want your fucking card. You know what he did? He fucking threw a bow at the girl. Poof, get the fuck out of here. Big giant monster UFC fighter throws a bow at the fucking unbelievable.
Wow.
Next up on the list, he's back on our Stunod of the Week nominee board. Smooth criminal himself, Jorge fucking Gamebred Masvidal, goes on MMA Junkie or one of these outlets, and he says, yo, where I'm from in the streets, I cannot let you talk about my family. I could not let that go. But I have 3 felonies hanging over my head right now, so I can't really talk about it. All I'm going to say is I'm innocent. You fucking idiot. That is a straight up admission to
ratted himself out.
You ratted yourself out. You are not the smooth criminal that you think you are, Jorge. You are nominated for Stunod of the Week. Those are our first 2 nominees for Stunod of the Week, and we'll come back to the other 2 because there's reasons that I love for the other 2 to be up there. But it is an all MMA fucking nominee board tonight for the fucking dummies of the world. Here we go. Let's bring in our next guest. He is 18 years old, ladies and gentlemen. 18 years old, making his debut June 11th, BKFC Jackson 2. His name is Cat 5, Tyler Sammis. What's up, dude?
How's it going, guys? How's it going?
What's up?
Y'all able to hear me okay? Do I need to move?
Yeah,
I can hear you. We can see you. Right off the rip, Cat 5. Are you an IT guy?
No. It's actually, so I come from MMA, and it's I got the nickname from my ground skill jiu-jitsu, and somebody, I believe it was my dad, like don't take them to the ground if you can't weather the storm. It's like a Cat 5 storm, so it just stuck with me. So
the Cat 5 storm. He was thinking Cat 5 cable. You know what I mean?
No.
That high definition shit.
I could take HD's name.
Yeah, man. So, man, welcome to the show. Welcome to the BKFC. You are 18 years old, about a couple weeks away from 19, but you got to be the youngest fighter they've ever had on their roster. I'm willing to bet some money on that shit, right?
I believe so. By far. I think, who was it? Kai Stewart at 21 at one point, maybe?
And I know Zion was 21 when he debuted as well. Unbelievable, man. 18 years old, jumping straight into the professional game. Wow. Like, you decided, are you going to college? Are you doing any of that? Or you decided that you're just going to pursue professional fighting for now?
Yeah. I'm just going to pursue it. I'm constantly being told I have a gift, and, I'm going to see where I can go with it. I'm not in college, unfortunately. Mom doesn't approve of me fighting professionally, but she understands, so kind of skipped the whole college thing. It was right after I graduated high school, and I'm like, I'm not doing that again. So fighting was where it's at. I've been around it, and I made the decision to go pro, and here I am.
Outstanding, man. I know Scott Farley, your manager, has nothing but great things to say about you. He said people are going to be shocked by this fucking kid. He's going to come in there 18 years old and fucking take the world by storm. But are you full-time fighting, or are you working as well? Are you working at the gym? Are you staying at the gym? What are you doing?
So I'm in a position now where, unfortunately, I do still have to work in the process of finding jobs. But in the downtime of not having a job, I've been training 6 days a week. I think last week was 7 days a week, honestly. Putting in late hours, coming in at 4 or 5, staying until 9 or 10, but I will be eventually, after this fight, I will be working, but I still will be training as well. Leading up to this fight, I will not be working, so it's just camp, train.
Awesome, dude. And you talked about your jiu-jitsu skills. You also have a boxing background, or is it you just got like a pretty level base of mixed martial arts background?
Yeah. So I went, I made my first amateur fight as MMA, fought only MMA. So my striking comes from my Muay Thai stand-up, ish guard. So, started my amateur career with MMA, and then now this is my first professional boxing. Just so happens to be bare knuckle.
Is this something you're going to stick with for a while here? Bare knuckle all the way? Or are you going to be jumping back and forth? What do you think?
I trained jiu-jitsu for, it's coming up on 15 years, since I was 4 years old.
Wow.
So I don't, I think it'd be wrong of me to not just fight MMA anymore. I want to be able to stay active, with my jiu-jitsu and climb through the ranks there with MMA. But I think I'll be bouncing back and forth. I think that'll be the plan coming in.
With a background like that, let me ask you this, and maybe this is not something that you want to answer. Is this a multi-fight contract, or is this a one-fight contract? Are you in BKFC for a few, or could you like take this fight, go take an MMA fight, go to fucking Triad Combat and try out that sport, go fucking box somewhere? What are we doing here?
Yeah, I believe I'm full on BKFC. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. But when the time does come, I will eventually go back to MMA. But I do have the plans of securing that 145-pound strap, locking it down, and then from there is when I'll make my decision if I want to stay and defend it as long as I want, or if I want to give it up when I get tired of it.
It is fucking crazy, Tyler and Mike. Does it seem like we have a new 145-pound fighter on our show every fucking week?
Yes. And it's funny, for months we were talking about how there's like nobody in the 145-pound division. Like they didn't even have enough people for a top 5 without a champion.
Right. So what this is telling me, dude, and it's like really just like I'm just like realizing this now. they have really put some time and effort into recruiting some fucking killers for this 145-pound division because, like I just said, man, it is like every single week we got 1 or 2 guys that are 145-pound fighters, and every one of you guys says the same damn thing. I'm coming for the fucking 145-pound strap, which you should be. Scott Fowler right there says, I have 5 145ers now. It's really crazy, and we're really excited about your division. I wanted to ask you about your opponent, Phil Raymer. Do you know anything about this guy? Do you know much about him?
I don't know much about him.
I have a very interesting fact for you to put in just so you know this, and you can like drop some like useless knowledge on someone.
Okay.
He made his pro debut exactly 1 month after your 2nd birthday and was knocked out in the 1st round.
He's been around that long?
You turned 2. And then 30 days later, 30 days later he got knocked out.
Wild.
Oh my God.
So this guy has he has a pro career of 5 fights. He fought 3 times in 2005, once in 2006, and then never again until January of 2022.
Yeah,
that's fucking crazy.
I didn't know he's been around that long, man. Well, that's kind of crazy. That just goes to show how old he is. Yeah. And if I'm not mistaken, I believe he has a son that's like right by my age too. So.
I don't doubt that for sure.
Yeah,
I don't doubt that one bit.
But yeah, going back to information about him, I know he's probably right at 5'10". I know he's left-handed. That's I don't need much information. I have a game plan I'm going to stick to, and I'm going to execute either way. So that's really all I know. Now that I know he made his pro debut when I turned 2. So
yeah. Like Megan says, you were still crapping your pants when this guy was getting his
yeah, my mom was still changing my diapers when he fought.
Nice.
Isn't that fucking wild to think, man?
It really is.
I did
Time is weird. I have a question. That poster of Elvin Brito in the background, was that hanging up before you signed with GOAT?
Oh yeah, this has been in here since Bare Knuckle 11. Is that what it says? Yeah.
In the Adams Beltran, did you get that also? Well, that wasn't too long ago, but I think it's funny, coincidental that now you're signed with GOAT Combat Agency, and I kind of said something similar yesterday. That like, boom, now you've got you signed, you have Scott. You could talk to these guys and pick their brains, and it's pretty amazing because their fight IQ is very high.
Where I am, so I'm in the gym that Elvin used to train at here in Florida, Core MMA. It's also ran by Scott. So that's been here since that event when Scott got it back. He hung it up. Same thing with Matt. And there's another Matt over there with some more when Elvin fought Brad and all that. So
okay.
Stuff all around.
You got to keep an eye on that guy Scott at these events, man. He's always causing trouble.
Yeah, you do.
Is he there right now?
Be around.
Is he at Core MMA right now?
Yeah.
Well, tell him we said what's up. We appreciate him bringing all his fight. Oh,
there he is.
There's our guy right there.
Is that the first time Scott has ever made an actual appearance on the show?
Yes, he has. We've talked to every one of his fucking fighters and never had the guy on the show. I apologize.
Yeah.
So what can we expect out of you versus Phil on June 11th at Jackson 2, BKFC Fight Night Jackson 2? Because honest to God, nobody knows who you are right now. You're about to make your name. What is this crowd expected to see on June 11th? Tell us.
I want to sit here and say that you're going to see something you've never seen before. But I'd be lying if I said that. I am going to come out though with just relentless pressure and not let them breathe 1 second, and that's going to be that. So I'll show them that although my age, you shouldn't count me out of things because I've still got the power as these other guys do. I'm still just as active as these guys. I'm still just as good. So what you're going to see is that age does not matter.
It's fucking awesome, dude. And you know what you should do to really fuck with him? If you guys get in a tight clinch, whisper, "Are you my dad?" You should do that.
Just mess with him.
Papa.
Are you my dad? Oh man, well, dude, you should do that. It'd be fucking hilarious, man. We're happy to have you on here. Of course, we always love to have all the Goat Combat Agency guys. We got your social medias across the bottom there for everyone. Everyone, get on here and follow this kid because he's going to be something big. And we're going to ask you for. Oh, what do you got?
So I recently just changed my Instagram handle from Tyler Sammis MMA. It's now Cat5 BKFC.
Oh,
so
Mike, fix
Cat5 BKFC.
Cat5 BKFC.
Say no more. It'll be fixed in seconds. And in the meantime, we're going to ask you some off-the-wall questions that don't really have to do with you fighting, starting with, and I'm curious, coming from a young brain like yourself, who is on your Mount Rushmore of MMA?
This goes to show how bad I was in school, but how many faces are on Mount Rushmore?
4.
4 faces. So, yeah. I'd have to say Tito and Chuck, those two guys. Watching, because I grew up watching, the UFC and stuff with my dad. And I know Chuck and Tito were kind of on my dad's radar. Like, he liked to watch me, never missed a fight, really. So Chuck and Tito. Yeah, Chuck and Tito. And then with my MMA style, I like to get that Rampage slam. So I'd have to say Rampage Jackson. Thinking out of my 5 amateur fights, 3 of which I've had a nice slam.
Holy shit!
I'd say Rampage, and then I don't know. 4th one would be hard. I'd say Hoist Gracie.
Holy fuck, dude!
What a
I told Mike, I said, Mike, let's ask this kid. He's 18 years old, but almost 19. Who the hell do you think he would put on there? Fucking John Jones, Khabib, fucking some new guys?
Right.
No, you just blew my mind.
You're
very edgy.
I've been around it. I've been watching it forever, and then
yeah, you're good. You.
My 15th birthday, I transitioned. I told my dad, I was like, hey, I want to go get punched in the face. And then, we found it. So went from straight jiu-jitsu to here I am now. So
very cool.
There you go. Number 2 for you.
What is your best high school memory? Shouldn't be too long ago.
No. So I wasn't really active in high school. I played baseball freshman year, and that was it. After that, I just completely gave up on all the high school sports and just trained jiu-jitsu full time. So memories, not really much. I will say sophomore year though, pretty memorable experience is me pile driving a kid who was trying to pick on me into the dirt, and then the principal having to break it up and pull me off of him. Nobody knew. I really kept it down low outside of my Instagram post with jiu-jitsu. Nobody really knew my skill set, and people tried to pick on me, and it was ever since that incident. It was on the bus ramp. Everybody's outside waiting for the buses. I just double-legged this dude, gave him a mouthful of dirt. Nobody ever even tried to in all honesty, everybody was scared to kind of talk to me. It kind of sucked, but nobody messed with me after that. So I'd say that's probably my best memory. Just letting people know I'm not the one. So.
No, I like it. I like fight stories. Tell us the most random fact we know.
And putting me on the spot. I don't know. Now I can't think of one. I don't know.
Lobsters piss through their face.
Yeah,
you know that.
I'll still, so the moon landing did not happen.
Is that a fact?
All right, last one for you, man.
All right. What are you doing for your 19th birthday? It's coming up soon. What you got planned?
Man, so I'm gonna spend time with my, obviously my family. Spend some extra time with my girlfriend. So I'm 18 years old, but I also have a son on the way due September 4th.
Wow, congratulations.
Thank you. I'm gonna spend time with her. We'll go out, do something, And then, after that, we'll just really settle down and start getting ready for him, start preparing.
Wow.
Family. Honestly, I'll probably train that day and then go hang with family. So, it's I think it'll be a good one. I really stopped caring about the party aspect of it, and just after realizing, everything that I got going on, family's what's important, man. So.
You seem very grown for your age, my friend. I'll tell you that much. Congratulations on signing with the BKFC. What's going on with your connection there? Is Scott typing in the background or something? Tell Scott to pay for better internet. Okay. And we're going to give you a second to shout some people out and say a few last words, and we'll let you get on the way.
Obviously, I want to say thank you to Scott. Not only my manager, my coach. He's in here. He's working me to death, getting me ready for this fight. Huge thank you to all my training partners, guys beating the crap out of me. Again, getting me ready for this fight. My sponsor, New Hope Regeneration. Great people. Stem cells are by far the best thing that I've done recovery-wise. And then really just thank you to everybody who's going to be there. The support matters, especially for my first pro fight. Y'all support matters, and just thank you to everybody who does decide to support me, and it won't go unnoticed. So.
We love it, man. Thank you for coming on tonight. You're a very humble, or you're a very mature 18-year-old. I got to tell you that. I did not expect because honestly, God, me and Mike are both in the military, and the young 18, 19, 20-year-olds that we're getting in as soldiers in the Army are about half as mature as you are on this interview, and we appreciate that. Thank you very much, everybody. Follow him, Cat5BKFC on Instagram, and Tyler Cat5 Sammis on Facebook, and tune in June 11th when he fights Phil Raymer, BKFC Jackson 2. Thanks a lot for coming on, bro.
Thank you, guys. Awesome.
All right, have a good one.
Later.
Thanks. All right. That was not what I was gonna expect. What I was expecting out of an 18-year-old kid. I got to tell you.
Yeah.
My nephew is 17, which is very close to 18, if you guys know how to count. And my nephew is a Stunod compared to the kid we just talked to. Hey, I'm gonna message Andre and see if he can come back in like 15 minutes because we ran late and I feel really bad about it. But let me see if the Widowmaker, are you there? He is in the waiting room. We're gonna bring him on.
Popping up.
Mike, let's bring in Brett Williams, and I'm gonna message him, introduce him to the peoples, and say hello. I'm gonna message Andre real quick, okay?
All right, ladies and gentlemen. You will be seeing him very soon, but you're going to see him in 1 second. Boom, there he is, the Widowmaker. Brett Williams, what's up, man? I feel like I know you, but I don't know you.
Yeah, no. It was funny, y'all said last night. So I was sending all those fucking videos like a year and a half ago, and I was trying to get more exposure because I was a huge fan of the BKFC. And I would watch it, and they were like, this guy's got MMA experience or boxing experience, but does he have bare knuckle experience? It's different. It's completely different. And I'm like, I've been bare knuckle proper boxing fighting illegally on Indian reservations for a while now. Like, I know what that's like. I've been doing this shit, and now we're here.
Yeah, you did send some videos, and actually, to me, we talked a little more recently, and you sent me a video, and I believe you were in a kilt.
Yeah.
In the woods, and I don't know what you guys were doing before or after the fights, like a seance or some crazy shit. I don't know what the hell you guys are doing. You have to tell me what that's all about. What's that?
I said it's gypsy pagan magic.
So you're doing some gypsy pagan stuff and then punching each other in the face.
Yes, absolutely.
Gypsy bare knuckle boxing, pagan style.
Yes.
All right. Well, Brett, let me ask you this. How does one get into gypsy pagan bare knuckle boxing in the woods wearing kilts, wearing other people's blood on their face?
So I have to at least not make it so vague. So there's actually a line in between gypsy culture, pagan magic, and the bare knuckle fighting. I just envelop all three of those. But no, it's just you got to know the right people. So there's a good friend of mine who wanted to put on an old London Prize rule fight, or old London Prize rules bare knuckle fight. And he explained to us the rules and how it all would go, with like no time limit, no rounds. And me and these two other gentlemen essentially created an underground fight league that fights under the old London Prize rules, where you can do like certain takedowns. If you clinch up, they can't break you apart. You can purr, which is like shin kicking. And there's no time limit. There's no rounds. A round stops when a dude falls down or gets knocked down. And then we thought, like, okay, we can legitimize this. So we got an LLC, and we're trying to make old London Prize rule fighting, but with 4-ounce gloves for amateurs. So when there's psychopaths like me that only want to bare knuckle box and not do MMA and boxing and shit, like, there's an outlet for amateurs to get into.
So how many fights would you say that you've had in your time doing the gypsy bare knuckle thing? Because when you can't find that record on the internet.
No, so it's funny because people have been like, hey man, we tried to find you on Tapology, we can't find anything. So you're not going to be able to find any of my gypsy fights, obviously, on Tapology. But there's some videos on YouTube, and then Tapology also. Most of my amateur fights were boxing, and promoters don't log those a lot. So it's kind of like I'm 10-1 as an amateur, and I've actually got 4 first round victories by verbal stoppage, where my opponent has said, fuck this, not doing this. And that's happened to me 4 times. I got 4 TKOs. I got 1 first round submission, 1 unanimous decision win, and then 1 unanimous decision loss at a Sugarbird championship in Atlanta. But you can't find any of it on the internet, which is kind of cool, I guess. It leaves people in the dark if they're trying to hook me up. But if you watch my highlight, then you'll see, like, oh shit, this dude has been fighting everywhere and fucking constantly.
Yeah, and it's not bullshit, because he sent me a bunch of his videos like a year and a half, like a fucking long time ago. And I was like, when Scott was like, I got this guy Brett Williams too that I would like to get on the show. I'm like, Brett Williams. I'm like, wait a second. Is that the same? Because it was spelt different. I think he used to spell Williams like L-Y. It was like, I mean, W-Y-L-L, right? Is that how you spell it?
Yeah. W-I-L-L-U-M-Z.
U-M-Z. Yeah. So when he sent me Brett Williams, I'm like, no, that's the same name as the dude that used to send me the gypsy fucking things. And boom, it is you. That's fucking crazy, man. So
did you get Facebook banned or something?
Yeah. It's very cool, man. Good for you for fucking getting yourself out there. Did you eventually go to a BKFC tryout, or you just sending your videos around get you signed?
It was one of those things. So I trained with absolute murderers. Like, I got one of the toughest fucking group of camp people in my camp around me. So like, I'm training at the same camp as Alan Belcher. His boxing coach, Blake Singley, is my boxing coach. And that's where Brock Weaver and Jason Knight have also trained. And then I've got the Island Fights 145-pound champion, Josh Mayo, who's one of my teammates. Another one of my coaches, Heath Herndon, one of the top fucking amateurs in all the fucking Southeast. And Brandon Thompson, another fucking standout fighter from the Southeast. Like, I have got around me. And with listening to them and then going through an absolute tear in my amateur career, I wasn't being like arrogant, but I was like, I see some of these dudes at the tryouts and stuff, and it's like, man, all right, I guess that's what I got to do, is go to these tryouts and show people that I can fucking do this. But then I had people start hitting me up, like promoters, and they're like, hey, we'll fucking get you signed. We'll get you here. We'll do this for you. We'll do this, this, and this. And then there was like 3 different people. And I'm like, okay, fuck yeah. I'm fixing to fight the BKFC. And then I was kind of like in this lull, like, okay, who am I going to sign with? You know, what move do I need to make? And then Scott reached out to me. He was the fourth one. And, you know, we kept going back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And then finally, like, he told me what I needed to hear. And yeah, thankful for him, because now that's the reason I'm here.
Was Scott out in the woods with you guys?
So it's funny. So, National Geographic shot an episode of, like, you know, underground bare knuckle fighting, and they did a whole segment on, like, my fight league and, you know, all the shit we're doing out there. And I was explaining to them the same thing. Like, a lot of these gypsies out here have been fighting fucking bare knuckle for quite a while. It's not mainstream, so you're not going to know about it. And Scott came out to the Nat Geo event and got to see some of those fights as well.
That's awesome. Mike and I actually talked with those Nat Geo guys. It was actually a female, and it was a girl and a guy that were producing that shit, right? If I remember correctly. I can't remember her name. I have it in my phone, but we talked with them multiple times. They actually contacted us to try to, like, pick our brains on the bare knuckle world. And it was very cool. And I don't think I've seen this documentary. Has it aired?
It hasn't come out yet.
No, it's not
filming.
It's gonna drop in, like, December.
Awesome.
Because they picked, I don't know if we can say who it is yet. I know who it is. Zoe, right? But I know who. So they're following people, like you said. They went to the woods. They did some filming there. But the way that she explained it was they were trying to find somebody from the BKFC tryouts. They were going to film them, which led them into the woods, obviously. And then they wanted to follow them kind of through their training into the fight night and after fight night. And then they're going to get all that plus whatever other footage they got about underground fighting and bare knuckle fighting, and then push that out. So yeah, it's probably gonna be a little while before that does come out, like you said, in December.
Is this a true story about you, Brett? Hell of a guy. Once saved my poodle from getting ran over by my grandmother when we were kids. Glad to call him a friend of mine. Did you save? Is that true?
Fuck yeah, it is. Hell yeah.
Yes, it is.
That's awesome, man. You're a fucking goddamn hero.
It's crazy. I'm a cat guy, but hell yeah, dude.
Yeah. Hey, and the president of the bare knuckle Hall of Fame chimed in saying gypsy fighting is the root of the original underground bare knuckle fighting, and the modern version owes it all. Absolutely. We actually talked about gypsy bare knuckle boxing last night with one of our guests. I mentioned the Knuckle documentary about the Quinn McDonoughs. That fucking movie's awesome. Everyone should check that shit out. But real quick, we got to talk about your opponent, Frankie fucking Four Fingers. What do you know about this guy? What do you know about Frankie Four Fingers Sughart? I don't even know if I said his last name right.
I don't know anything. The thing, like, I'm not one of those guys that, like, stress on, like, what my opponent's doing, because I do shit that's so eccentric. My fighting is an expression of who you are, and I'm a very eccentric and manic person, and my fighting style kind of resembles that. But I do know some of my teammates have actually fucking sparred with him, like, within the last, like, year and a half. So they were like, hey, this is what you got. So I'm like, all right, well, it is what it is.
Does he actually have four fingers on one of his hands? Is that why he's called Frankie Four Fingers?
I don't know.
You know what movie that's from, right? From the movie Snatch. The dude, Benicio del Toro's character had the giant diamond, and the guy's like, you let Frankie Four Fingers walk away with the fucking diamond? You know why they call him Frankie Four Fingers? Because he takes things, and then you got to give him the fucking chop. Cut off his finger.
I'm gonna ask him at weigh-ins, and I'm super docile, so it's just gonna be like, hey dude, why are you Four Fingers?
And then he's gonna do this.
But hey dude, I don't know gang signs, so
all right, man. Well, hey, it's awesome having you on after all this time, getting videos and messages from you. We're finally going to get to see you June 11th. You're signed with Go Combat now. You're making your debut in BKFC, Jackson 2. It's going to be fucking awesome. You and Frankie Four Fingers. We're going to ask you 4 quick questions, not fight related. Get you on your way. All right. You can do that?
Yeah.
There we go. Favorite war film. Favorite war movie. What is it?
Fuck.
Come on. I think I already thought I knew what it was going to be.
I know the name of it, but I can't remember the
Does
title.
it have Mel Gibson in it?
No, this one.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's crazy. I'm a huge history buff in general.
You thought he was going to say Braveheart?
Yeah, that's why I put the question up, because I was like, you know, the kilt and all that stuff.
Yeah. No, man. So I guess I would have to go with Saving Private Ryan.
Yeah, that's a good one.
Fantastic movie. Here we go.
What is the craziest bet you have ever made? Kyle does not account. I don't know what he's doing today.
Celtics are on.
Bet I've ever
Craziest bet you ever made.
Man, that's some really explicit shit. I'm not gonna.
Well, let's not incriminate yourself here, but the second craziest bet you've ever made.
Second craziest.
You ever bet on your gypsy fights?
I can't legally disclose that.
Okay.
Oh. Yeah, can't do that. Yep. So, anyways, moving on to question number 3.
Yeah.
We're about to put Brett Williams in prison.
All right. Would you rather be in jail for 5 years or in a coma for 10?
Ooh.
Probably a fucking coma.
Right?
Because you just wake up and it's like you've been sleeping for a long time.
Yeah, and I like taking naps and do fuck jail. Like, I've been to jail. Like, that shit's not cool.
Yeah, you don't feel like making ramen with the sliced Slim Jim in it? You don't like that?
Fuck that.
The summer sausage in the ramen.
Yeah, put the summer sausage in there.
Yeah,
All right.
For jail.
Number 4, would you rather be a pirate or a ninja?
Oh, dude, this is the easiest fucking question ever. I'm a fucking pirate. I have pirate tattoos on me.
Oh, there you go.
I have Hostis Humani Generis tattooed on my stomach, which means enemy of all mankind, to be killed or hung on any port arrival.
Nice. Do you know any pirate songs?
I know plenty of sea shanties.
Sea shanties. See, look at this guy knows. You know, that's funny, right? Like, you ever play Black Flag, Assassin's Creed, Black Flag? You ever see that game?
No, I don't. I've watched YouTube videos of it because I like, but I'm not a guy that like does like TV or video games or anything like that.
Yeah, you get in a ship, you're a pirate, and they fucking sing sea shanties and all that good stuff.
What I'm trying to do is like, so this is my house.
That's your house?
You live in your car right now?
Yeah. Well, it's my wagon.
You're a gypsy?
Yeah, like I do that. You know what I mean? It's not like I'm fucking a hobo. I have a really awesome job and I live life to the fullest. But like, I'm hoping to save some money and get a sailboat and start living in a sailboat with another buddy of mine, who's also another traveler fighter. And that's what I'm hoping to do. A little bit of this bare knuckle money.
You can make a riverboat gambling casino.
Or sailboat gang.
Yeah, and you could have fights on that boat over international water, so you can't get charged with anything. It's fucking perfect, man.
It is.
All right, dude. It was great to have you on. We can't wait to see you fight and see some violence in a ring instead of the woods. Take a second, shout some people out, thank some people, whatever you want to do, and they'll let you get on your way, man.
All right, sounds great. I want to thank my team. I want to thank my coaches, Blake Singley and Heath Herndon, my training partners, Josh Mayo and Brandon Thompson. I want to give a shout out to Relentless Pursuit Apparel, Relentless Pursuit Lifestyle. They have the dopest fucking apparel. On my Instagram and Facebook, you can find them. And I want to shout my manager out, Scott. Thank you for setting all this up and get me into the BKFC and get me hooked up with Mike and Mish. And I want to shout y'all out. I appreciate it.
Yeah, man.
Glad
to have you on. Can't wait to see you fight June 11th. All right. Everybody better tune into this one. I have a feeling that this one's going to be very violent. I've seen some videos. It's going to be violent.
Yes.
All right,
the pirate.
Yeah. Watch out for the pirate, the Widowmaker, Brett Williams, June 11th. Thank you for coming on, and we'll talk to you soon.
Absolutely, fellas.
All right. Take it easy.
Later.
Look at that guy calling us from his living room.
Yep. I know it.
I did not know that, but awesome. Fucking thanks for coming on, and thank you to our next guest for hanging in there for us.
Yeah. Thank you. Running a little bit late here.
Running a little bit late. We have one more guest for the evening. You know him from his time in the UFC, but he is going to be making his debut in the Triad Combat arena very soon. If you guys don't remember what the Triad Combat is, it's that new sport. It's like a hybrid between, it's like the closest thing to a hybrid MMA bare knuckle thing, or MMA. He'll fucking explain it.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different. It's some wild shit. We've seen it. We're gonna talk about it with Andre Ewell. Here he is from California. What's going on, brother?
What up?
Hey, what's up, guys? How y'all doing, man?
What's going on?
Chilling.
Dude, let me tell you something about this guy right here. You never fucking stop smiling, my friend. I love it.
I love the energy already.
Hey, I'm not gonna lie. I was like listening, everything right now, and you guys do bring this show to life. So I'll give you guys mad points on that, you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you for honestly having me. All right, but I got a little bad news that's going on.
I think we heard about it.
You said you already heard about it?
We did, but you tell the people.
Him and I heard rumblings, but go ahead and say what you're going to say.
Okay, so the rumblings, and here's a heart for everybody, and I'm shooting an arrow through it because, I'm like Cupid and I love y'all. All right, but now, so what ended up happening is that it got Triad fight that's on June 11th got pushed into August, so I will be fighting, but I'll be fighting that in August. So as of right now, I am looking to kind of jump in the whole bare knuckle fight, as in, I believe next week, as in the 11th or in the 20th or something.
24th.
Yeah,
you're 140, dude.
So in other words, I know what's his name. I know Scott was on. Tell him, hey, put me on. What are you doing?
145 pounds.
Yeah, 145. Take me out to dinner. You know how they say? Bring me out. I'm out here. 45, 50, shit.
Let me tell you something, Andre. This June 24th card is already stacking up to be one of the fucking best ones they've ever put together. And getting another UFC vet, well-known fighter, a guy who could fucking bang in there, 6'1", 145 pounds, 76-inch reach, I believe. You're very close in size to the number one ranked 145 pounder right now.
And
who's on that card?
Saying it does make sense. Throw me in there. Throw me a bone. I even got people that just sitting there saying, hey, I should be on there anyways, Like, let me just throw hands. That's what I was going to end up doing with my new opponent that I was supposed to go with, Francisco. That was going to be a banger, and everybody knows it.
Travis Thompson says me. Travis Thompson is a 135 pounder, but I'm sure he's walking around at like 150 right now, 155.
And Travis, I'm 100% interested. Let's make this happen, bro.
Travis Thompson is an OG for bare knuckle. He fought all the way back in number 1.
Yes, he did.
I like that.
And let's get some people in the comment section to start hitting up Scott Farley, Kevin Smith, Nate Shook. Get this guy a fight June 24th.
Dave Feldman Jr. Get him on the horn.
And plus, unless I don't know if he's already out there, but look, we want to do a vacation anyways. Florida is automatically beautiful. I need a tan. I'm already tan, but I need a darker tan. I need to come out like a burnt orange. You feel me? Let's make that happen. I love
it, man. Oh, dude, that would be great. That would be great. Scott Farley's in the comments right now. Says, "Call me. We'll get you hooked up."
All right.
That's fucking amazing. That's awesome. Let me ask you a couple questions about your life, because I know before you got into the UFC, you were fighting for the custody. You were fighting to see your son. You were damn near homeless. You got that fight with Renan Barao. It changed things. Now, flash forward to a few, 3-4 years later. Everything good? You got your son in your life now? You living the good life?
I wish I could say I'm living the good life. Actually, I am. Just the problem is my first boy, Eli, didn't work out the way that it did, and actually it kind of ended up getting like more worse in the situation. And truth be told, you could definitely tell in 2021, and everybody, clearly I'm not shy to automatically speak on it, but it was kind of downhill. Like, that's granted, I lost 3 fights in a row, and it wasn't them that beat me, it was me beating myself. The whole mental health issues definitely ended up having it, and it was just me trying to figure it out. And to be honest, fast forward, I have my boy. I have a new boy. which he turned 2 about a month ago. So his name is June, and that's like, that's my heart and soul at this moment, and I mean, the mom did not work. So ladies, I am definitely single. So hello, you feel me? All right. I place myself on the market because I'm thinking about like at least trying to get a cast where they end up getting me on a dating show like The Bachelor, but call it Loving My Day. I'll be there. They'll be loving me, but you feel me? It got a ringer. I'm just simply
saying. It does. It makes sense.
But but like I said, 2021 was definitely a downhill type of situation. Me trying to figure things out, a lot of weight on my back, me trying to make sure everybody's happy, including my son's mom and whatnot. And it's just, it got to this moment where awkward things ended up happening. And then I ended up going skydiving in the beginning of this year, of January. And it ended up changing like everything in my life. Like, it was like, well, all my problems was left in the plane right now. So I'm a whole new person. So that's what I ended up stating, like my mindset, definitely in a better place, a lot better place. And now it's about bringing in residual type of funds and stuff like that, and try to get on the side that I need to be on in the first place.
Like I said, man, everything you ever see about you, you're always smiling, you're always in good spirits, but you also are very open to me. You love your kids, man. And me, I have 2 boys myself. He's got 2 daughters. Fucking nothing more important in the world than your kids, for sure. How did the hookup with Triad Combat come about?
Truth be told, a promoter named Carlos, he ended up running the whole King of the Cage, which is like out here. Our King of the Cage would be like most people's, like I want to say not beginner stage, but like mid, like as you got bottom of, hey, we're fighting in the backyard, and then you get moved up to that next level. So so that was like King of the Cage there. So he was running that, and he ended up giving out a call to my one of my coaches, and that got into my manager and got to me. So that's where it ended up opening the door. It was like, hey, yeah, we got a good fight, and this guy named Francisco, he just got done fighting Dotson, and we're trying to bring life to Triad, and and I was the answer for it, or I was one of the answers for it, and so it was kind of like one of those set in place for me, which would have been my first comeback fight. I haven't fought since December, and for 6 months was or about to be 6 months of all thoughts and left into my feelings and shit.
Did you know about Triad Combat? Like, did you know about that like new sport already, or was it something that you needed to learn about real quick?
I had to sit there and say no to it. Just the fact is, the only thing I thought it was is bare knuckle, and I'm like, hey, I'm definitely down with bare knuckle, because it's like at the end of the day, you're just throwing hands, street fights, whatever the case is. I'm used to that. I've grown up with that. That's life to me, and that's survival kit mode of, hey, we got to hit the button. There you go. So that was where we were at with it. So when they ended up saying that with the little with the gloves, I'm like, oh yeah, bet, put me in. And at first, before they even said Francisco, they said another boxer, and they already know my background was like boxing and everything, so it was like well fit for me, And to be honest, if you really think about it, like the rules, everything that's like set up for it, it's actually pretty much made for me. I don't know if anybody don't realize that, but it's like my length, how big the ring would have been, the gloves, certain things, and the only thing you got to do is use our hands / here and there, Superman punches, spinning back fits and whatnot, and dirty boxing.
Come on.
Yep.
The exact words. It's like literally made for me. So that's like one of those situations. I can't wait till August. So if it ends up happening, we can make that happen, because I feel like if it blows up, I'll be out of reason why it blew up, or made it not, extra awfully off the chain, because I'll make everything exciting. They know I'm a banger, so it'll be set there for me.
We got to get you a fight in the BKFC squared circle on June 24th. I feel like you're in shape. You're ready to go. You were ready to go for June 11th. So what the fuck's in the 2 weeks down the street? Let's do it.
Exactly.
Now you brought up the little skid you went on at the end of the UFC run, but Mike and I were talking about your last fight with Jordan. That fucking dude was on another planet that night. And Mike, how did you describe him in that fight?
Oh, what do you mean? Like the energy at the end? Like the Spartan fucking I felt like it was like some Spartan energy going on.
Hey, I came back. Just let that be known. I came
that fucking fight was insane.
That fight was insane.
It took me by surprise. I was like, what
Mike
the hell?
Remember the old NBA Jam video game when the dude like would hit 3 straight shots and he would catch on fire? He's like, I felt like at one point in that fight, Jourdain caught on fire and you had to fucking deal with that shit, man. It was insane.
No, he did. He did.
It was a wild fight.
Yeah, he ended up taking advantage of the situation, and it's like everybody's like, "Oh yeah, he kicked him out of space, Spartan stuff," and I was like, "Yeah, but I came back. You know, he kicked me out of space. I came back. I'm here." But I ended up like wasting a lot of energy in that first round with them, and to be honest, it's like they knew what was going on. Like, you know, with the whole organization and everything. Nothing but love to them. They end up opening up an opportunity for me. But they knew how awkward they made things like that whole week. So it was kind of like more of a frustration, and plus things that was already heavy on my head. So
yeah,
a lot of my stuff was wasted in that first round where people thought, like, to be honest, I even felt that I had them like basically done. It was just I didn't finish it. And that's the situation that, you know, I was stuck on. And then it just fell into the second one and the third round. And then next you know it, I'm getting Sparta kicked out there. I'm like, come on, bring it on. And he literally brought it on with the foot.
I feel like fighting is hard enough to begin with, to not have like baggage attached to it when you're getting into that ring or circle, octagon, whatever you want to call it, you know, wherever you're fighting. It's just too much.
It was almost a triangle.
Like you said, it's just too much, you know. It really just seems like, if you're dealing with that, you got the weight cut, you've got all your media you have to do, you got to go and fight in front of all these people. I mean, that's just got to be a weight that is just holding you down, you know. I can't imagine. We were just talking earlier. I don't know how you guys do this. I fucking take my hat off to you, because I was saying earlier, I banged my knee at work yesterday and I couldn't even type on the computer for like 15 minutes. So I couldn't imagine somebody trying to kick me and punch me while I was sitting there holding on to my knee like Peter Griffin. So, you know. Hey,
so it's like everybody knows about Erwin Rivera, one of my opponents. Like that situation, he's not the only one that ends up like going through that like awkward case. Like, you know, like all of us fighters actually, you got to end up honestly think about it. When you get punched for a living, that's already a problem. You know, hey, we're jumping in there trying to show off our stuff, but we get punched for a living, we're getting kicked or whatever the case is, and that's. If you end up asking every fighter, like, what's your background? Where did you come from? Whatever the case is, like the last guy that you ended up having. You know, like right now, he's venturing off, end up doing certain things, you know, living in his house or in his car and everything, and plus the whole nine. But he's enjoying it. But on the other side, not end up understanding, like, how did he get there? Like, you know, what's going on? Why are you there? Why is your mind set to honestly get a boat and end up like, you know, traveling on, you know, the seas and whatnot. Like, you know, for me, it's always been fighting. So my only answer to everything is jumping in the cage and figuring it out. And I know a lot of issues be going through the head, but, you know, certain people like can't understand it and want to talk to you. And you got the other ones that just don't talk to you. Like every time I jump on an interview, not a lot of people end up asking like the right questions. Like, here's a question. Hey, you good? Hey, are you all right? Hey, how'd you end up floating on the situation? You guys end up asking me for my boy. That's already a personal question that brought to life, you know, so that ended up becoming points off of a good interview. So another thing is points to that. So I might end up handing you guys points to that one. So I appreciate that.
Oh, appreciate that. I wanted to ask you that, like, what did you think when you heard about the Erwin Rivera news? Like, for those who don't know, he stabbed his 2 sisters. I believe that was the story, right?
Something around there. It was about that.
Dude, he fucking like what when they were like, oh, you're old, you know, did you hear what happened? Like, what was going through your head there?
See, for me,
it's fucking wild, man.
Yeah, so, you know, it wasn't really like when I thought about it. It was like the comments that were sent to me that made me think the first thing. It's like, hey, dang, Andre beat his ass to the moment that he did this shit. So I'm hearing that. That's the side is like, oh, dang, are y'all really, like, did I really do that? Like, you know, so my mindset is like, oh, dang, I might have messed that up. And, you know, and then there came to that other side where it's like he's not the only one that literally goes through that. It's like, hell, I have my own little mental issues, you know, like to the moment of like, so me throwing this out there was at a time for my first son and me trying to get in my boy's life. I did try to commit, suicide. The only thing happened is I failed. So why we're here is because I failed. I was mentally broken, mentally weak, and, you know, and certain things ended up happening where something dark ended up happening or taking over. And after that, it literally took a judge to look at me with no value to honestly change my mind to the moment of, all right, I'm gonna do everything I can to get my boy back. And 2 years later, from that scene, I was in the UFC, and you got to end up understanding, like, when you come from like a low point and telling people I'm gonna do certain things, they just look at you like, nah, you ain't about shit. You ain't shit. So it kind of opened it up into that like little awkward moment, and just let you know, like, whatever placed on the table or putting you in an awkward position can push you forward. And so I went from a dark place that I never wanted to be at, and then last year I kind of fell into that same dark place. But the only thing different was I had my boy with me, and I couldn't I couldn't even think to make that attempt. So it was just, like I said, it was me trying to fix everything in my head. And like I said, I know I'm not the only one. It's true mental illness that goes around, So that's just me being like open and frank about the situation and being truthful, because that's one thing you guys always get from me. I'm always going to end up letting you know how I feel. Like, if you ask a question, I will speak on it. Like, it's people that keep it like hidden. It's dark. It gets worse. And I'm open.
We appreciate that. We appreciate that. Mike and I, if you're not familiar with us, we're both full-time in the military. I'm a 21-year veteran. He's a 14-year veteran. And we're at certain ranks in our career, E7 and E8, that we deal with suicidal ideations almost on a monthly basis.
I was dealing with it today.
He was dealing all day. I'm telling you right now, it's a thing. It's a thing that people can get through. There are avenues. There are points that you can reach out. There are numbers you can call. There are programs you can get into. We sometimes we throw the suicide awareness number at the bottom of the screen here for anybody that has a fucking problem, or never feel embarrassed to fucking reach out for help. People remember that shit. And I have it in my family. I had 2 attempts in my family. Like you said, you get to that point where you make an attempt, and they were failed attempts, thank God. But that individual is doing much better with themselves now, and fucking there's a light at the end of the fucking tunnel, my friend, right? A bright one.
Definitely.
Facts. With that
now
said,
the death side, the good side.
Yeah. Now that you're back on the good side again, we want to get you into the BKFC. What are your thoughts about the sport of bare knuckle, the 5 2-minute rounds, the round ring? Like, is it when you see that sport, when you were fighting MMA and BKFC started coming around, and you hear names like Paige Van Zandt go over there, Chris Lieben went over there,
Chad Mendes,
Mike Perry, Leonard Garcia,
Jimmy Rivera
is making his debut at 145 pounds on June 24th in Hollywood, Florida, which
in your weight division.
In your weight division, were you already peeping out the bare knuckle sport while you were active in MMA?
Oh, definitely, because like, fact is, what really got me like hooked on it, it was the fact is in that Chad went over there, because the only thing I was seeing him was like training hard, and I'm like, in my head it's, I'm about to move up weight. I'm gonna call out Chad after my next fight, like when he supposed to come back, like, the whole 9. And then he posted it saying, like, he signed with bare knuckle for a second or whatever the case is, and then I was like, oh shit, so I kind of got sad, but at the same time I'm like kind of cool, because it's like, hey, I could just venture off, like, when my time is right, because people end up understanding. It's like, I didn't want to like retire with UFC the whole 9. Like, my mindset was already to be like global, worldwide known and everything. So if I was able to jump into one or bear or whatever the case is, I would end up doing it. I kind of wanted to venture off and stuff like that. So bare knuckle was already like literally on my mind of, I do want to end up testing the waters. And on the top of that, it's me growing up, it was all fist fights. I always did fist fights. It's one of those, we live or die with hands.
So I mean, and you know what, Andre, people ask us about the sport. Like, we've been covering the sport for a couple of years now, and we get all the bare knuckle fighters come through the show. The normal combat sport fan is not aware of the bare knuckle game, or they're not as aware as they should be. Mm-hmm. And like, I was a guest on like a regular sports show, right? Like, they do stick and ball sports, but there was a Conor McGregor. No. It was the Khabib versus Justin Gaethje fight coming up. So they were like, hey, we need a combat sports guy to come on the show and break this card down for us. Can you do it? So I went on there and I did it. Broke down the card. We had a good conversation. And then they started talking about our show. And they're like, you get a lot of bare knuckle fighters coming through. Is that a big thing right now? I'm like, yeah, it is a fucking big thing. And it's like the fastest growing combat sport in the world right now. And here's the reason why. You don't need to know how to wrestle. You don't need to know how to do jujitsu. You don't need to know how to kickbox. You don't need to know how to do any of that shit to watch this sport and enjoy it, because everybody who has fucking grown up with a sibling or in a neighborhood somewhere has balled their fucking hands up and punched somebody in the face or been punched in the face. And that's basically all it is. It's a fucking bare knuckle fist fight in a circle ring, and you can just grab a beer and fucking forget about it.
Yeah, 100% true.
They're like, holy shit, we need to start watching this thing.
That's to end up adding to it too. It's like, you got to think about it. It's like when you just roam in, walk in, and someone starts fighting. What's the first thing you do? You stop, you stare, just to be able to have a story to fucking tell whoever you want at the house. Hey, let me tell you what happened. Like, or either record it and be like, hey, let me show you, But it's like how you said, it's a bare knuckle fight. Everybody's going to watch. And yeah, you said it's going to be a fast growing thing that's going to end up happening and impacting. And I want to be part of it. I'll tell you that. So put me on June 24th so I can be up in that plan.
Yeah. As soon as we get off the show with you tonight, I'm going to make like 3 different phone calls in a row and see if we can get you on. All right, man. Hey, you're a great interview. You're an open book. You, like I said, I love your fucking energy and everything. We're going to ask you some non-fighting questions, have some fun with you, and then we'll let you get up out of here. All right, brother?
All right, I'm ready.
Numero uno. If you could remake any movie with yourself playing the lead character, what movie would it be?
That's easy. Demolition Man.
Demolition.
Nice.
And I will be Wesley Snipes.
Obviously, you are Simon Phoenix.
Yeah, I am 100%. That is my favorite movie, and that's like because I want to make movies in the future. I promise you. And my villain, in which I end up having like anybody that follows it, it's like Afro and Perm is back in the day, but I'm gonna start bringing them back. But like twin brothers, Perm is literally the evil Phoenix, and then and then it's like the other guy, Afro, he's like the good guy. He's the good twin, but we like Perm. You feel me? Perm is the attitude. He brings it. Yeah. That's my Wesley Snipes in this class.
You're gonna be racking up the murder, death, kills, and using the 3 seashells. I love it, buddy.
Murder, death. You don't know how to use the 3.
They never even revealed how it's used, man. To this day,
and they never did. I still be trying to figure it out.
Yes.
I literally watched the movie. That's my favorite movie. I promise you.
Awesome movie. Number 2.
What would be your last meal if you were on death row?
Oh, lasagna, hands down. I literally eat lasagna once a year. So I don't know why I do it. I just do it since it caught on to me that I only eat it once a year. So lasagna once a year. That would be my last meal because you can't fuck it up. You just can't fuck it up.
You're talking to an Italian up there.
Yeah. I think you can certainly fuck it up. And I'm going to tell you how. You join the military and you go to the range, and when they serve dinner and it's lasagna, I promise you it's fucked up.
Dude.
We went to last weekend we had our crew serve weapons range, and we had we were shooting grenade launchers and 50 cal machine guns and shit like that. But I'm gonna tell you what, that was fun. The dinner, not so fun, but it's okay. We know what it's gonna be, so I deal with it and I eat it because I'm starving. So
okay, you might have fucked my mind up now. Picking my last meal, but yeah.
I'll
try to save some for you next time.
It's all right. That's a good answer. I like the fact that you have an answer right on deck every single question. Here's our third one. Speaking of death row, who was the best rapper that was ever on the death row record label?
Tupac. Hands down. Tupac. Just from the West Side.
It's the easy answer. Were you death row? You were a death row guy?
Oh, 100%. F your bitch in the tit you claim. I'm sorry if I'm saying all this, but that was what he said. That's Tupac.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. Snoop Dogg was off the chain, but I love Snoop Dogg. Hey, he's holding it down for us.
Oh yeah.
But R.I.P. to Tupac, and I was literally born and raised with him, and when he passed and everything, it kind of hit the family in a different type of way. So
we probably felt we were East Coast, so we felt the same way when Biggie died.
I felt that.
I'll tell you right now. And our last question for you on this little thing we call the speed round. How does the Celtics Warriors series end? Come on.
3 or 4-1.
Oh.
I know you're a Boston fan. I know it, but I don't know if you've seen the MVP. He be hitting this and talking about 1, 2, 3 buckets, and I'll run away from you.
God damn it!
I'm sorry. Like, don't get me wrong. I know. I was going for the Heat versus the Boston. Because I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. I'm a huge fan of Jimmy. When he was, I'm a Bulls fan.
He's a killer,
wherever
man.
He goes. So
I knew you were going to say Golden State. That's why I asked the question. But, East Coast, West Coast, we'll keep. Maybe I lost those phone numbers that I was going to call after this.
Right. But look, I'll tell you this. Boston do have a lot of rings.
They do, 17. And 17. God damn it, we're going to get 18. What do you think about
Warriors are trying to
What do you think about Jason Tatum? What do you think about Jason Tatum?
I think he's good. And to be honest, he'll be the reason why I want y'all to win, because I feel like he deserves that ring, like he deserves a ring and everything. But it's just like you are playing against basically 10 players that should be starters off of any team, and you got to end up they can end up leading the whole team if they needed to. That's kind of difficult. It's like Tatum versus 10 people, and it's like, don't get me wrong, I know Boston is stacked with defense players and stuff like that, but this is one of those like. You end up double teaming Curry, you got Clay. And you got to double team him, then you got Curry. And if you double team any of those two, you're leaving everything else open. So it's like, that's a lot going on.
All right. All right.
The Celtics are losing right now, 71-64. So
yeah. All right.
But don't get me wrong. If anybody can beat them, I think it would be. I think it was Boston. Boston, because they got great defense.
Yeah, I got the best. I'm telling you, dude, it's been a pleasure talking to you for real. You're welcome back anytime. I hope that something happens here in June 24th. You're in Hollywood, Florida, because me and Mike will hang out with you and we'll have a good time. There's some fucking good people at these events for sure.
Okay. I'm bringing my brother and cousin, so we are going to live it up, and that's what I want. So
yeah, we'll drive around blasting Tupac and Biggie music and fucking getting crazy.
I love it. Get me on June 24th. Everybody, call them.
There's some good places around there to go too. We always have a great time when we go down to Hollywood, Fort Lauderdale. It's awesome.
I end up liking that. I like that. And like I said, I want to go. I want to come. I want to be out there. I want to be on there. Got to make money. Money is
Have you ever been over there to Wynwood?
I haven't been to Wynwood, not to Wynwood. I know that they spoke on it and said, "Hey, I need to go." So,
it's fantastic. One of the best places ever to go. I love it. It's like they have people that go. The whole area is kind of like they've given it up to like the art people. Like there's graffiti and art and like statues, and it's insane. And then they have all these cool like little bars and lounges and like just like really good food places mixed in. It's one of my favorite places to go.
All right, I like that. So I'm gonna hold your words to it, because I'm gonna be like, hey, you remember that place? What's the place called again?
Wynwood.
Okay, I'm gonna end up holding you to it. So when I'm out there, I feel like I'm gonna get on, and then when they get me on, that's what's happening, and we're going right after or before, either or. We're gonna play it, and we're gonna have fun. And whoever the opponent is, we're gonna have fun too. So we all gonna end up going to the same place. Drinks on it.
Yeah.
Drinks on it. All right, man. Well, ladies and gentlemen, there he is, Andre Ewell, not fighting June 11th, maybe in August for Triad, but in between, let's get his ass on the BKFC 26 card and keep building that card up even bigger than it already is. You've been an absolute pleasure. If you want to say a few things, any final words for anybody before you get on out of here, we'll let you do that right now.
One, shout out to my team, Team Ewell. Everybody ends up understanding that. First round management. Make sure you end up calling these 3 people as well. Everybody's on the same, the same.
Hell yeah.
And all for the ladies. I am definitely single. Holler at me. I like to take long walks on the beach. They end up like give me martinis. Don't worry. I'll drink them slow to let you end up enjoying the scene. I am that type of guy. That's what's said. So that's me shooting my shot. There we go. Besides that, you guys, thank you for having me. I want to appreciate y'all. And, if I get back, or if they do get me on, I'll end up coming back next week or the week after, and we can talk about whoever the opponent is.
Hell yeah, man.
So awesome. End up having fun.
All right. You're welcome back anytime. Hope you all best of luck in the world getting you on that card, and we'll talk to you soon, bud.
All right. Appreciate you.
All right.
Take it easy.
All right.
How cool would that be
Be
if he ends up fighting on that 24th BKFC 26 card? That would be fantastic.
Yeah, I forgot he's first round management. Those guys got him. The first round management guys. Who's with them? Sorrow's with them. There's like a Jimmy Rivera's with them.
Yeah, that's who. Yep.
There's a bunch of people with first round management that are on the fucking BKFC roster. So let's fucking get that going.
Mm-hmm.
Awesome show, dude. Fucking great guests. Bobby Taylor's a monster. He's fighting on June 11th. We got Tyler Sammis' 18-year-old ass going to fight there right before his 19th birthday. You got the gypsy fucking Brett Widowmaker Williams in there, and Andre Ewell rounding out the show. Awesome job, guys. Let's finish up the Stunods of the week real quick though, because we got to do that, and people are asking for that. Our Stunods of the week. Paulo Costa was our first nominee. He elbowed the nurse in the old chops for not giving him a vaccine card, because he wants one. You got Jorge Masvidal dry snitching on himself in an interview. And I'm going to paraphrase what he said again. I can't even remember what it was, but he was like, let me just say and it was translated. He said it in Spanish, so maybe the translation got a little mixed up, but the translation said, where I'm from, I can't let you disrespect my family. I could not let him disrespect my family. Not where I'm from. We walk different. With that said, I have 3 felonies hanging over my head, so I'm innocent. You're a fucking idiot. All due respect. Love you as a fighter. Huge fan. But that is a straight up admission to guilt. You dum-dum. Number 3, Big John. And I called him 2010 Big John for a reason, because on his podcast, Weighing In the other day, he was talking about Nick Diaz fighting Kamaru Usman for the 170-pound UFC title. And John McCarthy in 2022 said, let's remember, we are in the year 2022, John, Big John, you legend. He said that Nick Diaz would basically box Kamaru Usman's head off to the point, he would piece him up to the point where Kamaru would have to resort to his wrestling, and then he would have to deal with Nick on the floor. I don't know how disrespectful we're going to get here with this, but I cannot fucking believe he said that. Look at this. I can't believe he said that. Nobody can believe he said that, because Nick Diaz in 2022 is not fucking piecing up Kamaru Usman. Are you fucking insane? What do you think of that, Mike?
It blows my mind, because when's the last time Nick Diaz won a fight?
2010.
Yeah.
Against
2010 Big John.
2010 Big John. Apparently, John McCarthy is still hanging on to that 2010 Nick Diaz, because he's on some crazy shit.
He didn't see that last fight, apparently.
And then, when he quit against Robbie Lawler.
Yeah, that was not good.
Not good, ladies and gentlemen. And the last nominee, we love this guy. He's the poster child for possible CTE and can see, believe, achieve. Shut the fuck up. Luke Rockhold goes on someone's show the other day, or gets in some interview, and he starts talking about Sean Strickland. And I don't remember what he said, but he basically said that Sean Strickland supports pedophilia. And there is absolutely zero context to him saying that. Like, there's no reason at all. We
looked into it, and I can't find out who he's talking about. I feel like he has the goddamn story backwards. I don't know if he knows what he's talking about.
Yeah.
I think that he thinks that Sean Strickland was the person who was grooming younger women, when he in fact is coming after them. So I cannot find out who he's saying.
Dude,
what is going on here?
We dove into this, right? We really started reading looking into different articles. Like, maybe we missed something that Sean Strickland said. We actually found an article about what Luke Rockhold said, saying that there is absolutely nothing that has ever come out of Sean Strickland's mouth supporting pedophilia. You fucking moron. So there's our dude. So I love our Stunod of the Week nominees this week, because all 4 of them are very UFC related.
Yeah.
Paulo Costa's elbowing nurses. Jorge snitching on himself. Big John stuck 12 years ago, and Luke Rockhold's mixing up stories and calling people pedophiles. Who is the biggest Stunod of these four, Mike? Let's hear it.
So basically, Luke Rockhold just said some dumb stuff, but we've heard him say dumb stuff before, so it's just par for the course with him at this point. Big John, shame on you. I feel like he knows better, and I don't know if he's just getting to the point where he's just like, I gotta just say some crazy stuff, and event like every now and then he's got to say something to make people talk because it worked, and here we are talking about him. Stunod of the week. And maybe Nick's his friend, and he just wants to stick up for him. So I can't really blame him on that one. Maybe he just wants him to win because he's friends. Then we have Jorge Masvidal. This guy is so famous and so popular and has all this money and stuff. And I just feel like he just wants to lose it all and just fuck up his life somehow by just trying to continue to be this. And I appreciate the way he is. Like, I do. I respect that. Like, when I grew up, my friends and the way we live our life and stuff it's basically the same way that he believes in things. You don't rat on people. You don't talk shit. You don't
let somebody disrespect your family.
You don't let people disrespect your family. Shit, like, you talk about my mom, motherfucker. You see how people get when you talk about your mom. You be a grown-ass adult on a UFC stage, and you're ready to fucking throw punches before the fight because someone mentioned someone's mom. Okay? Don't ever talk about my mother.
But there's a moment in time where Jorge needs to drop the Scarface fucking persona.
Stop. You gotta stop. You want to get a felony because you just don't say anything. You already you're gonna plead not guilty and then say that you're guilty.
No, he didn't say he's guilty. He just said he couldn't let him. He said,
that's what I'm saying. I mean, he's admitting guilt, and then like, don't you have a court case going on, bro? Shouldn't you just zip it? I mean, what are you paying your lawyers for? Just get rid of your lawyers at this point because you've just failed them.
Yeah,
and then you have Paulo Costa. I mean, what the hell is wrong with this guy? I don't know what's going on. This guy with the wine and shit, and then now here he is in the fucking COVID, trying to get a COVID card instead of like either just fucking make your own. Have fucking use a computer and print it out, bro. Card stock is cheap, dude. Get a fucking printer and print it out yourself. You're gonna beat up old ladies? Like, what the hell's wrong with that guy? Paulo Costa's a Stunod of the week for me, man. He's hitting a fucking old woman, and he doesn't know how to use a printer. I mean, you got to be real fucking stupid to do something like that. I mean, that's dumb.
Oh, dude, I love it. There it is, our Stunod of the week, Paulo Costa. So you stupid. Fucking dummy. Dude, awesome show. Awesome Stunod of the week. Great guest, Bobby Taylor, Tyler Sammis, Sammis, Brett Williams, and Andre Ewell. Fucking thank you guys all for coming through the show. Thank you all for tuning in. As always, Paulo Costa, congratulations on being the biggest Stunod of the week this week in June 2022. With that said, Mike, the Celtics are losing by 11 points right now in the third quarter, so I'm going to go fucking deal with my feelings.
There's still a lot of time left.
What else you got to say?
I don't have anything left to say, but one thing, Kyle.
Peace to your bum crease. Ladies and gentlemen, we are fucking out.